Wish Tigers family the best.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, prayers goes out to arguably the greatest golfer of all time in my eyes, a guy that is an iconic figure, especially in the African-American culture. And I just hope that he get through this, wishing his family, keeping them in my prayers, and hope that he have a speedy recovery.
Yeah, Perk, obviously, this is one of the iconic figures of our lifetime, and this is very, very concerning. I watched Tiger's interview that he gave on the Sunday telecast as the host of the Genesis Invitational. He has just had his 5th back surgery that he had just before Christmas, and you could tell that he was in a lot of discomfort and wasn't even sure when he could play again. And so you felt for him in that situation, and obviously this is not the first time he's been involved in a car crash, and so it's very, very concerning, and obviously the details really make you hope for the best here.
I'll be completely honest. You sit here, and I remember sitting here just over a year ago talking about Kobe Bryant. It is shocking. It feels very shocking, and at least encouraged by Mark Steinberg, his longtime agent and friend, telling all of us in a statement that he is in surgery for, quote, multiple leg injuries. So we hope that the best comes out of that. And we will continue to update you on this show. At the bottom of the hour, we are also going to be announcing the 2021 McDonald's All-American rosters for both boys and girls. Perk and I will be joined by fellow McDonald's All-America alum Chiney Ogwumike. We are always excited to get to do this every year, announcing the latest crop of high school stars. Obviously, a bit of a Paul cast over everything today. But again, we will keep you updated on the latest with Tiger Woods. In the meantime, let's take it back to the Staples Center, discussing the Lakers' recent struggles. After last night's loss, the defending champs have lost 4 of their last 5 games. LeBron scored 31 points, had 9 rebounds, 13 assists in 43 minutes of action. But he also had 8 turnovers, went 1 of 3 from the line in the fourth quarter and overtime. And look, we keep talking about it. His workload this season has been off the charts, even for him. He has played in all 32 games this season, 3rd in the NBA in total minutes played, leads the league in minutes per game for the month of February. The last time he did that was back in 2006 when he was just 21 years old. He's 36 years old now, but after the game, as usual, LeBron did not want to hear any rest talk. Take a listen.
I'm resting now. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. I'm resting when I get in my car and head home. I'm resting when I get home. I'll rest tomorrow. I think this whole narrative of, LeBron needs more rest, or I should take more rest, or I should take time here, has become a lot bigger than what it actually really is. I've never talked about it. I don't talk about it. I don't believe in it. We all need more rest. I mean, this is a fast turnaround from last season. And we all wish we could have more rest. But, I'm here to work, and I'm here to punch my clock in and be available to my teammates.
So, Perk, LeBron, you played with LeBron. He doesn't want the narrative to build that he needs rest in some way. Is it a good time or a bad time for the Lakers to step in and start load managing LeBron a little more so that he does not have that empty tank for the playoffs?
Well, I tell you one thing, Rachel, good luck to whoever try to stop him from playing and whoever go tell him the load management, because it's not going to work. LeBron looks frustrated. He looks irritated about the narrative of him saying he need rest. To me, LeBron James wants to play. He's showing us that he wants to play. Ultimately, I know he didn't have conversations with Rob Pelinka and Frank Vogel about load management. And, hey, he wants to be out there. Right now, he's playing at a high level. Obviously, they're not winning games at this moment, but you could tell he's still playing with a great joy. And here's the thing that I love, right? LeBron James committed 2 years, signed a 2-year extension with the Los Angeles Lakers this offseason, averaging about $40-something million a year. And he's given us all, the fans, the media, what we want. And that's LeBron James on the court. And he's not shorting us. He's giving us basketball at a high level. And if he want to play 50 minutes, I'm all in for it, because nobody knows their body like LeBron James does.
Yeah, I want to go back to 5 years ago when the same conversation was being had when Perk had a locker down a few calls from LeBron, and they said the same thing. And I'll tell you what, at the time, I felt like, boy, LeBron, you really need to rest. And he was basically like, look, I don't want to hear it. I know what my body needs, and I know what I need to do, and I will do it. And I do think that there are times when certain players in this league have to be talked to and managed. I do not think LeBron James is one of those players. He is one of one. I remember doing this story 3 years ago. I probably did this story and talked about this 18 months ago. This is something that has been with LeBron. He is going to be able to play the minutes he feels he can play at age 36, at age 38, at age 26. And Perk is correct. The person who will decide how many minutes he plays is LeBron James. And so I'm not going to freak out in February. I don't think that Frank Vogel should think this should last a long time. But I also know that it's going to be LeBron's call at the end of the day.
Well, let's take a look here at the Lakers' schedule. Again, they've lost 3 in a row. This is what they have coming up. And seeding is not the most important thing for this team. They feel as long as they are whole and healthy by the playoffs, they can compete with anyone. They're certainly the defending champs. But that being said, you want to set yourself up for success in the playoffs. And LeBron wants to set himself up for being a strong contender in MVP voting, which means, of course, playing games. So we will keep track of how all of that turns out. Now, before we go any further, I do want to get back to the news about Tiger Woods. I wish we had a new update for you. Unfortunately, there just isn't that much to know at this time. So I'm going to repeat a little bit of what we know so far. He was injured this morning in a single car crash near Los Angeles. The LA County Sheriff's Department says emergency personnel had to pull Woods out of the vehicle using the jaws of life. He was taken to a local hospital where his agent and longtime friend Mark Steinberg says he is undergoing surgery for, quote, multiple leg injuries. Now, Tiger was here in town to host the PGS's Tour's Genesis Invitational over the weekend. Then he stayed a couple extra days for a Golf Digest shoot that also involved Dwayne Wade, David Spade. Woods was scheduled to film more today. He did not make it to the course, obviously. And a few more details here from the Sheriff's Department. Emergency personnel responding to a rollover crash at approximately 7:12 a.m. local time. Woods' car sustained major damage in the crash. And look, you can hear me and hear my voice. I am a little overwhelmed by this right now. I've covered Tiger Woods quite a bit. I've interviewed him several times all over not only this country, but several others. We once did an interview in an airplane hangar in Turkey. You cannot be around him without knowing how special he is and, of course, what he has meant nationally to so many in this country, way outside the world of sports. It has been a long and up and down career. There are many books to be written and many more on Tiger Woods. But at this point, the only thing anyone is concerned about is his health and safety. On behalf of his kids and everybody else, we certainly are thinking the best for him, for his family, and for all the people who love him. We will continue to update you as soon as there is more news. But as his agent said, he is in surgery right now. So I think the world is waiting, and we will find out as we go here. All right, we are going to keep going on with this show. We have a special guest now joining the Jump. We're very lucky to have him.
Ball exploding to the basket.
John behind the back.
Whooped it. Tell my side of some movie.
Did a lot of work the last 2 years to get my body back.
At this time, I want to welcome in 5-time All-Star John Wall to the Jump. Thank you so much. I know it's a travel day for the Rockets. We appreciate you taking a minute.
Thanks for having me, always.
Absolutely. Well, look, your team, the Rockets, and Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner partnering to provide water distribution. You guys have given around 2,000 bottles of water at an event at the Toyota Center today. Open to the general public, by the way, people who want to come down there. Hand sanitizer, face masks. And John, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's your first season with the Rockets. You don't have this deep, long connection to Houston, but you've been so active in the community already, just like you were in D.C. And these storms this last week, all the power that people lost, the water pipes that burst, you recently provided 500 meals to families in Houston. How did all of that come about?
Just trying to connect with the community. You know what I mean? Like I said before, that's one thing I'm very big in, is trying to give back as much as possible. I want to be known more than just a basketball player here in Houston. So my main objective was to try to help these families and people that were less fortunate right now through this tough time, because we didn't know none of this was going to happen. So then you come with this aspect, and me and my team came came together with the John Wall Family Foundation to find ways to make sure these people can have something to eat while they're trying to get their power and electricity back home.
Well, I like that the people of Texas are getting a taste of what it's like having you on one of their teams. You have been so key for the people of Washington, D.C. for so many years. What was it like to be out there this week in such a bizarre circumstance, a freak storm? They haven't had anything that bad in about a decade. And then, of course, all of the infrastructure failing the way it did.
Well, luckily, we was on the road when it all happened. So when we came back, our power and water was still off for the first day or two. Mm-hmm. So we stayed at hotels. But everybody just tried to stay strong as possible as much as we could through this tough time. And I was like, okay, I know it's going to be hard for people to find water or just find food, the ways to eat at this time. So I just try to take a burden off their back. So I think for me to be in the position I am and other people that's in the position that we are, we have to do a better job of helping connect these people that's less fortunate and can't help that they're going through this tough time. Well, so it's still more work that I want to do here and more work that I want to help some of these people that might have got their houses damaged and things like that through this bad time. Also with dealing with COVID. So we got a lot more work to do with the John Wall Family Foundation. So I just want to thank all the people for the restaurants and the catering people that helped me have the opportunity to deliver this food to these people that couldn't have none at a time.
Well, I know a lot of people want to thank you and the Rockets as well. Great event that the team had today. And look, if there's anyone who knows about getting through tough times, it is you. You went 736 days, more than 2 full years, we counted, without playing in an NBA regular season game. So what does it mean to you to be back on the court? And do you feel like your old self again? Do you need any more tune-ups? Where are you with your health right now?
I'm just happy to be able to play basketball and play with a team that wants me here, organization. We're trying to get guys healthy. You know, it's hard to deal with that and deal with COVID at the same time. I'm missing games. And I'm healthy. I don't need no more rhythm and things like that. I'm getting to this basket the way I want to. I'm shooting the ball better than I was before I got injured. It's just about getting chemistry down back with our team, which is hard to kind of do with no practices and things like that. But we're not the only team going through that. Everybody going through these tough times, and we all know what we signed up for coming into this season. So it's just a good start for us, and we're figuring it out.
It has been eventful, certainly. You have had a crazy season. All of the drama, of course, at the start of the season, the trade with James Harden, and then news surfaced that your friend and college teammate DeMarcus Cousins no longer playing for the Rockets. Coach Stephen Silas spoke about it this morning. How do you feel about it?
It's tough. I mean, I understand it's a business. It's very tough for me. You know what I mean? That's somebody I call my brother outside of basketball. And I've been through the injuries he's been through, and he's been through the same as me. And it was fun to have an opportunity to play with him again. We haven't got a chance to play together since college. We really wanted the opportunity to do that. But I know he's probably glad he's got an opportunity to show that he's back to being his old self. He can still play in his NBA, and he's not written off. So I wish him the best of luck. Hopefully he can find a job very soon.
Yeah, it's so fun seeing you guys back out on the court together. And the Rockets, you guys, again, up and down season. You were above 500 prior to this 8-game losing streak you are now on. How do you guys get things right again?
Well, we dealt with injuries, but on top of that, just the next man up. And we just got to be prepared to step up and play. When we went on our winning streak, we wasn't playing some of the best teams. And lately, we've been playing some very, very good teams in this league. And you look at the standards, it look like, well, what our record shows is very bad, but the standards is still so much close to be around that playoff seed. So the most important thing for us to do is just keep competing, trying to win as much as games we can before the break, and then also try to get healthy after the break and make a push.
Well, look, I know the people of Houston would love to have a winning playoff basketball team, but much more importantly, what you are doing there for the community, John, I cannot say it enough. Everywhere you go, we have seen it, a true reflection of your character. So from everybody in the state of Texas, I will pass on their thank you to you and look forward to what you guys do next.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Nice talking to you always.
Great, John. Thanks so much. Another great reminder about how athletes are in our community. They're in our lives. They are central figures to us. And that is, of course, one of the reasons everybody is so shaken right now and following the news of Tiger Woods. We are going to continue to update you throughout this show. He is someone who has touched everyone's lives, if you have been awake and alive in this country in the last 20 years. And, of course, a huge NBA fan, also longtime season ticket holder at Orlando Magic games. Tiger used to pull me aside at basketball games, and all he wanted to talk about was the NBA. What's Kobe doing? What's this guy doing? What's that guy doing? A student of everything around him all the time, and someone who, of course, looms so large in our society. ESPN is continuing to follow the breaking news involving Tiger Woods. SportsCenter is going to be taking over on ESPN1 shortly, but not quite yet. We still have the wheel for a little bit as they get ready. So coming up later in the show, we are going to announce the 2021 McDonald's All-American rosters. Stick around to find out who made the cut for that.
Way with plenty of them made Shaq and the Fool, so I'm pretty sure Donovan can too. I knew y'all was going to bring it up. I knew y'all had the receipts.
In league history.
Well, look,
that's actually a very minor move for Perk. Perk just doesn't even care about that move. That was nothing.
I will say this. Since Donovan Mitchell had to sit through some of his elders questioning his superstar status earlier this season, I guess we found out from the officials he really is a superstar. He's getting the superstar call. There you go.
Yes.
Miss accuracy. We had not one, but two airballed layups last night. First, Jimmy Butler. Last game of a road trip. That's what that is right there. Then Russ. Brian, they need to stick him.
You give Russell
I can't explain
Westbrook.
what happened with Russ.
You got to give Russell Westbrook a pass. You have to realize he's left-handed naturally, right? He tried to go with the right hand. So I'm going to give him a pass on that one.
Perk, he is not getting a pass from that. It's a 1-foot shot. Maybe an explanation, he's not getting a pass.
Make Hezzies. We mentioned this before the break. Devin Booker in his bag in the second quarter. Perk, which was better, the move or the finish? What do you think? Take a look.
Woo! First of all, in order to pull off a Hezzy, you have to be able to make shots, right? People have to honor your shots. But the complete package, right? The complete move, $1 million move and a $5 million finish. He's the closest thing to Kobe Bryant that I've seen.
I know that Enes Kanter is a friend of the show. Not that I want to take the focus off of Devin Booker. This is arguably one of the worst help defenses I've seen in my life.
And
I'm sorry, Enes.
Mr. Don't Shame defense.
Well, in this case, he might have been better off walking out of the way.
All right, time to run it back. The best Hezzy moves ever. Number 5, Steph on CP3 in 2015. Check this out. Look at that.
On CP3?
Yes, of all people. Who knows better? And look at young Steph there, too, right?
That's what I'm saying, Rachel and Brian. When you're a great shooter, you could pull off the Hezzy. CP3 literally left about 10 feet up off the floor.
This is Jamal Crawford on Wes Matthews in 2013.
I mean,
look at Wes. Wes just admits defeat here.
Yeah, well,
right.
I don't blame him. I'm just saying, oh, wow.
Look at
that. Number 3, Stevie Franchise on Troy Hudson, 2000.
Oh, I think
the sad thing about this is Troy Hudson defended this well for about 10 seconds. Troy Hudson hung with him, and then at the end, nope.
Number 2, rookie Jason Williams on the glove.
White chocolate.
Woo. Gary Payton all over these highlights.
That's a rookie.
Look at the hair. Look at Gary's face.
Glorious.
If you can see it through the pixelation. And you knew, number 1, you knew who it was going to be. Say it with me. Say it together.
Yes,
Allen Iverson, our greatest living American.
Oh.
2006.
Was that a jab double cross?
Fantastic.
Oh.
And Antonio
Your favorite
Daniels
player
was
could
a good
never.
In his day.
Oh.
Oh, Allen Iverson. Welcome back to the Jump here. Coming up, we will be announcing the 2021 Boys and Girls McDonald's All-Americans. Both former McDonald's All-Americans. We are really excited to have you both here as we prepare to announce the 2021 Boys and Girls roster. This is one of the best things we do at the Jump all year, the McDonald's All-American Games, the premier high school basketball showcase featuring the nation's top 48 girls and boys players. This is a decades-long tradition, 48 high school seniors comprising the top 24 female athletes and male athletes in the country selected to participate every year. This is really sort of the opening stamp for a lot of people before they make it into the NBA, the W, saying you have arrived on the national stage, much like the senior year seasons of these athletes, commemorating the players. It's going to look different this year due to COVID-19. This year, McDonald's made the difficult decision to forego the in-person games, but they will honor the 2021 class through a virtual celebration that will highlight the Ronald McDonald House charities, which is just an amazing force for good in this country. The decision was made in the interest of protecting, of course, the health and safety of the student athletes, their family, and staff. So, Chiney, you played in the 2010 game. What was that experience like?
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Rachel. I want to just first and foremost send love to Tiger Woods,
Absolutely.
Send healing energy there. You know, as a fellow Stanford grad, and just he is the embodiment of excellence at his craft, especially when he was at Stanford. And he inspired a young freshman, you know, that was on campus like myself, who a year before played in the 2010 McDonald's All-American game. And that was one of the most fun weeks of my hoops career. And my game was in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, turn up, turn up. But seriously, it was just a pure honor to be considered one of the best, knowing that, you know, we've got next. My class had Tobias Harris, had Kyrie Irving, which is why I can tell people I know exactly his perspective. One night he was playing video games, another night he was reading a book, just a different guy. Tristan Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Bria Hartley, Chelsea Gray. The McDonald's All-American game, you know, it's really special, and it's really that elite letterman kind of group that binds you and follows you till this day. So congratulations to the McDonald's All-American class of 2021. As you said, Rachel, these names are going to define the NBA and the WNBA for years to come.
Absolutely. And Perk, we just saw a highlight, right? A distant replay. You played in that 2003 McDonald's All-American game with LeBron, Chris Paul, a host of other future NBA stars. What was that experience like for you? I know they're all saying, by the way, we got to play with Kendrick Perkins.
Right. Hey, look, I was the best thing popping, though, Rachel. Forget LeBron, forget CP3. No, but it was a great experience. You know, back then we didn't have social media, so we didn't have cell phones where we can go check our cell phones and see if we made the game. So I was running to the library to get the updates and things to that nature. By the way, I had a cool 6-6 in like 12 minutes because I injured my shoulder. But it was a great experience overall. I'm telling you, you cannot take this moment for granted. Look, we had to play in Cleveland, Ohio because of LeBron James. He won the dunk contest. He won the MVP. He won everything. I mean, you just had to find your niche and find your spot to shine. But overall, it was a great experience. And the thing I loved most was that we got to be able, for my first time, I was able to hear from current NBA players that was in the NBA at the time, like Darius Miles, Carlos Boozers, who came in and talked to us about what it's going to take to get to the league and what it's like being in the NBA. So the overall experience, visiting the Ronald McDonald House was a great experience. I got my jersey hanging up in my man cave, and I'm going to cherish it until I'm gone, okay? And then I'm going to hand it over to my kids, and they better hand it over to their grandkids. Rachel, listen, before you keep going, though, I got a problem right now with my Texas girl, Shanae, okay? I haven't been on. Listen, Rachel, I got to address her like the numbers on the house real quick. I haven't been on her show yet, okay? Her Texas native, her Texas boy. We supposed to be bonded. I haven't got one invite to be on the show, and I feel some type of way.
You see, what had happened was we know you're booked and busy, whether it is, First Take, whether it is The Jump, whether it is analysis. We know you don't miss a game. I see you tweeting into the middle of the night, into the early morning. So I'm just trying to give you some rest, but don't worry. That invitation is coming soon.
She's coming for you, Perk. If we know anything about Shanae, she is relentless. That invitation will come. All right, without further ado, it is time to announce the McDonald's All-America Games teams roster, starting with the boys. Patrick Baldwin Jr., Paolo Banchero, Nate Biddle, Kendall Brown, Kobe Buffkin, Kennedy Chandler, Max Christie, J.D. Davison, Michael Foster, Jackson Grant. I'm just skipping around, but congratulations to all these guys. A.J. Griffin, Jaden Hardy, Nolan Hickman, Chet Holmgren, Harrison Ingram, Trevor Keels, Aminu Muhammad, keep going. Jabari Smith, Peyton Watson.
Woo,
all right, let's go over to the women, too, because I want to present the girls' roster.
Yes.
Destiny Adams.
Hey, ladies.
Woo! Sonia Citron. Miriam Duada. I'm sorry, I hope that's the right way to say that, right? Kara. I do want to get, by the way, as you look at these lists of names, all these young women, so deserving. You'll see Ozzie Fudd's name. We're going to continue to talk about her on this show. She is just, woo, she's coming, folks. Congratulations to everybody. Kendall Hunter, Raven Johnson. I'm going through Kayla McPherson, Aaliyah Moore. So many great players here, and we wish them and their families congratulations. And I always like to make the point, Sinead, it's not just the player, right? Especially the moms. I'm going to give a shout out to all the moms of every
Mama,
name that we just showed on that screen.
Hold it down.
That's right. Congratulations. If you're out there watching today and you just saw your name up on that screen, really, we wish you the best. It's a remarkable achievement being recognized in this way. And we are looking forward to seeing what you do next. Consider this a challenge from two former McDonald's All-Americans. Look how high you can go. All right, guys. Coming up, another big NBA prospect.